So we all know in 1996, when Shaq left the Orlando Magic in free agency, he became one of the most dominant big men in the league if he was not already, and won 3 championships in a row. But what would happen if he stayed on the Magic his entire career and him and Penny Hardaway became the duo that him and Kobe Bryant were? Would he end up having more than 4 championships like he had at the end of his career, or would he be able to get up to 5? Today we're going to go ahead and find out. Let's go ahead and see if we can get 5 championships with Shaq. So as you can see, we got Shaq back on the 1996 Orlando Magic roster. We got a pretty good team here, but obviously it's going to be Penny and Shaq leading the way, and poor Kobe Bryant was left in Los Angeles all by himself. But let's go ahead and see how we do this season. So as you can see, we're simulating through our first season. We end up winning 58 games, a good way to start off the simulation. And we find ourselves in the second round up against the Miami Heat, down 3-2 in the series, going up against Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, and obviously we have Penny Hardaway, Horace Grant, and unfortunately Shaq would struggle in this series. He'd be double teamed a lot, and the Heat would end up coming away with the series victory. As you see, we lose this game 96-86 in game 6. Shaq would go away with a loss in the second round in his first season, and the Bulls would go on to win the NBA championship, obviously because the Bulls were stacked that year. Now going into the 1997 season, we end up winning 50 games yet again, and this time we would find ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals, going against the Miami Heat yet again. We end up winning game 1, losing game 2, unfortunately. They end up winning game 3. Game 4, they come back and win that one as well. So now it comes down to a game 5 in Miami. But luckily, Shaq and the boys would come out with the dub in that one. And then we would come out to a game 6 in Orlando this time, obviously. And again, we would come out with the dub. So it would all come down to this, a game 7 to go to the NBA Finals. And you see right here, we're down by 1 right now, 78-77. Somebody has to come up clutch. Somebody has to take a shot. We're just playing hot potato right now. I don't know what we're doing. Shaq's setting the screen for Penny. Penny's driving. He pump fakes, gives it over to Shaq, who gives it to Brian Shaw, wide open in the corner. He bricks it, but Shaq grabs the board and puts it back in. Now we're up by 1. Tim Hardaway driving to the basket, and he gets fouled, and he would end up making the first free throw and making the second one. So now we have one chance. Penny Hardaway, shot clock winding down, and he ends up missing the shot, and we would be eliminated, not going to the finals, and the Heat would go on to win the finals that year with Tim Hardaway winning finals MVP. So going into the 1998 season, I decided to give this roster one more chance with Penny Hardaway, Horace Grant, and Shaquille O'Neal as our core 3, and we would end up winning 34 games. I'm not exactly sure how, although Shaq would come away with first team All-NBA, we would miss the playoffs, and the Celtics would go on to win the NBA Finals. So a change had to be made. Something drastic had to be done. That's why in the offseason, we went out and got Grant Hill, a very, very solid player at this time. So hopefully he can help us out. And it looks like the acquisition of Grant Hill panned out for us as we end up winning 51 games, and we find ourselves back in the Eastern Conference Finals, this time up against the Boston Celtics. We end up winning the first 2 games. They would take game 3, but we'd come back, win game 4. And now with a trip to the finals on the line in Boston, we would come out with a narrow victory, 84-69. And now we're in the NBA Finals up against the Dallas Mavericks. But this time we got Grant Hill to lead the way alongside Shaq and Penny. So hopefully we can get the dub this time. I'm hoping we can get the dub here in the NBA Finals. We end up winning game 1. That's good. We win game 2 as well. And are we going to sweep them? We're up 3-0 going into the Simcast. Are we going to sweep the Mavericks here? And it looks like we are. We're up 103-83, and that is going to wrap it up. Shaq's going to finally get his first ring in this video. It took a couple seasons, but Shaq is finally going to be lifting that trophy. He's celebrating here with the fans of Orlando on their home court, lifting the trophy, and just like that, Shaq has his first ring in this video. So there we have it. We are the 1999 NBA champions, but we still have a lot more rings to win. So here we are in the 2000-2001 season, and we end up coming away with 49 wins this season, but unfortunately we would be down 3-0 in the first round to the Wizards, and we would end up getting swept by the Wizards. So going into next year, we're hoping we can make another deep playoff run. We win 47 games and find ourselves back in the Eastern Conference Finals going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And obviously our goal is to get back to the NBA Finals, but we would end up splitting the first 2 games. We would come away and win game 3 and game 4. So it would come down to a game 5. And here we are with 1 minute left to go in this game. We got Penny Hardaway out on the wing. He's going to swing it down to Curry down here in the paint. And he's going to take a contested jump shot over 2 people. That's not going to get us the dub. So the Cavs get the ball back. Jason Kidd working the pick and roll. He gives it down to the big man and he slams it down. So the Cavs are trying to make a little comeback here. They're down by 3. Jason Kidd goes in with the and 1 layup. and he makes the free throw. So now we're hoping we could come out with the dub, trying to hold on for dear life here in the Eastern Conference Finals, trying to get this dub to go to the finals. We missed that one, but Shaq grabs the board and throws it down. And now the Cavs are going for the lead. Jason Kidd throws it up and he doesn't make it. And that's going to wrap up the game, 82-80. And we're headed back to the NBA Finals, this time going against the Los Angeles Lakers and T-Mac. So it's definitely not the Lakers we thought we would see, but we end up losing game 1, come back and lose game 2 as well. But we come back and win game 3. We'll take that, but we lose game 4. Now in game 5 in Los Angeles, we're in the Simcast. It would actually come out with the dub, so we come out with a win in game 5. And here in game 6, we're down by 1 here in the NBA Finals. Penny is shooting that one up and he misses. We're down by 1, but Shaq grabs the board and puts it back in to give us a 1-point lead. And now with 44 seconds left, they got the ball. They're trying to work it, trying to find a good shot, working a little pick and roll here. He's driving to the rim, puts it up, and it's no good. I have no idea who that was, but we grab the rebound, kick it out, and now we got Grant Hill running the break, giving it over to Penny on the wing, setting the screen. I don't know where Shaq is. Okay, I see him on the wing now, and we actually get fouled. So we're going to the line, going up for 2. Penny makes the first one, and he makes the second one. So now we're trying to get a stop, 82-79. We need 1 stop. We're up by 3, a stop here, and we win game 6, but they give it down to Penny for the nice, easy layup, and we go ahead and go to the line for 2 more free throws after they go fouls. Make both of them, and now they need a 3 to try and stay in this game, or else it's going to a game 7. They got the ball at the top of the wing, and we actually draw the charge. I have no idea who that is. I'm going to be completely honest. I forget what his name is, but we end up coming out with the 5-point victory, and this series is going to a game 7. So here in game 7 in the Simcast, the Lakers would unfortunately completely blow us out, and Shaq's 22 and 10 would not be enough as we lose in the NBA Finals to T-Mac and the Lakers. A very unfortunate ending to that season. But coming into the 2002-2003 season, obviously we want to get back to the NBA Finals where we lost last season. We want to try and get back there. Stephon Marbury actually wins MVP, so that's pretty interesting to see. But we find ourselves back in the NBA Finals going against the Memphis Grizzlies, where we win the first 3 games of the series. And in the Simcast, we're hoping to close it out with a sweep in the NBA Finals, but the Grizzlies had other ideas, as we did not come out with a dub in this game, as the Grizzlies come out with a narrow 106-98 victory. So now we're hoping in game 5 we can come out with the dub and close out this series, but unfortunately the Grizzlies would have other things in mind. But in game 6, Shaq would absolutely take over, doing Shaq things and just bodying everyone in the paint, and alongside Grant Hill doing his thing out there on the outside. He would go ahead, take over, make some clutch shots in the end alongside Penny Hardaway driving to the rim right here and putting it away. And just like that, we win 92-77, giving Shaq his 2nd ring in this video. And just like that, we're hoisting up the NBA trophy yet again, giving Shaq his 2nd ring in his career. He's not winning 3-peats this time, but he's getting the job done. And we actually defeat Kobe Bryant, who was on the Grizzlies. So that's pretty interesting to see. And just like that, Grant Hill actually wins Finals MVP. So now we're just hoping we can keep the train going into the 2003-2004 season. We end up winning 53 games yet again. Gilbert Arenas takes home MVP, and we find ourselves in the NBA Finals yet again in a game 7, this time up against the Houston Rockets. And as you see in the Simcast, it would be a very, very close game, but at the 4th quarter, when it matters most, we would come away with a 95-84 victory. And just like that, we're winning yet another ring in this video. Grant Hill dribbling out the clock, and just like that, we have our 3rd ring. Shaq wearing number 45 now. I'm not exactly sure why, but nonetheless, Shaq's winning his 3rd ring in Orlando, bringing yet another championship to the city and coming away with 16 and 19 in the finals as well. 5 for 17 shooting. Nonetheless, it is another championship for the squad. And now coming into the 2004 season, I decided to have a little bit of fun, and that's why we went out in free agency and got Kobe Bryant. We got the duo back that never was in this simulation. I had to try and team Kobe and Shaq up just for the one time to see if we could win our final 2 rings with Kobe on the squad. And you see, we're simulating through the entire playoffs, just simulating the round, and we're actually doing well. We found ourselves back in the NBA Finals, going against the Sacramento Kings this time. We end up winning game 1, winning game 2 as well. Are we going to sweep them with Kobe? We win game 3. And in game 4, obviously, you know, we got to go into the Simcast. And it looks like we're going to take the easy dub unless the Kings come back. And I don't think they're going to. And it looks like we are going to take away the dub. And we come out with our 4th ring alongside Kobe this time. You see him hoisting up the trophy, and I believe this is actually Kobe's first finals MVP in this little simulation that we were doing. So pretty cool for Kobe. We got him a ring alongside Shaq. Kobe with 31 and Shaq coming away with 10 points as well. So let's go ahead and hop into the final year of this video. 2005, 2006, we win 56 games. We got a pretty insane team at this point. Now we find ourselves in the playoffs going up against the Washington Wizards, the #1 seed. We end up winning game 1, losing game 2, but we would come back, win game 3, win game 4, and win game 5. So now we're in the Eastern Conference Finals yet again. We split the first 2 games against the Cavs, win game 3, win game 4, and are we headed back to the finals yet again? You know, we got to hop into the Simcast, see who can do. It's a very, very close game throughout, but in the fourth quarter, we would take the lead. The Cavs would take the lead, but in the final minutes, we would win 107-105 in a very tight one. And here in the NBA Finals, we split the first 2 games up against the Rockets yet again. Pretty much our rivals at this point. We would end up winning game 5 and winning game 6 to bring it to yet another game 7 in the finals in this video. An absolutely crazy amount of game 7s in this video. And luckily, we would end up coming out with an early lead, and in the end, we would come out with the dub, as you see right here, 95-88. Shaq and Kobe winning a 5th ring. And there we are, lifting the trophy yet again for the 5th time in this video, completing our goal